Ooh, welcome back, everybody. Now we're going to tackle the rest of the upper tower into the Ashina Dojo. And we should have enough time to take on the main boss of the area. Start by clearing this room just like we did before. Taking care of that guy. Coming around this way. And take care of that guy. There's still enemies through that door, the same enemies. There's the Ashina elite right there talking to the soldier, and then there's the old lady lookout. You can also trigger the fight over here between the samurai and the ninjas if you want some experience. It's always fun to do. Oh wow, they actually killed him. Usually it pans out the other way. If they do that, we can now use the whistle to take care of these guys. The one with the long robe faces you, whereas the man with the shorts always has his back turned, so I like to grab this guy. And then we can take care of this one without using any spirit emblems on the finger whistle. So let's come back up to this crawl space. Get the drop on that soldier over here, turn around real quick. Oh yes, and there's a new item. Just a pellet. Kill the old lady, and then run out and take on the Ashina Elite one-on-one, or grapple back up to the crawl space, because I honestly don't remember if the two Ashina Elite are still around the corner. I think they are. And they are. So let's bail. And then we just play the waiting game for everybody to go back to where they were. Don't get too close as long as that yellow triangle is up there, because he will see you. Just be patient. Now we can move up, now we can get his attention and run out this way. Loot. Crouch down. Again, we can ignore these guys. Or, because there's actually items here now, and since we have the Puppeteer Ninjutsu, I like to tackle these two now that we have access to better techniques. Just make sure you stay on the defensive, because it takes a moment for the Puppeteer Ninjutsu to take effect. And you can take friendly fire, so be careful. You can deal friendly fire too, so be careful there as well. Just got stabbed by my own dude. You can cut through here. Let's see if I remember. Yes. If we come through here, there's a ninja that will fight a nightjar ninja. There he goes. And you can watch that fight go down and tackle the victor. And then loot the item in the back there, which I believe is an eel liver or two. I don't remember. I didn't think he would see me. Alright. Yep, eel liver. And we can come up here to talk to Ashina again. But before we do that, let's tackle the next mini-boss, which is another Vilehand purple ninja. This one I find is actually a little bit easier than the other one. The only problem being is that you cannot get a stealth death blow to make the fight shorter. There is one thing you can do, however, to make the fight easier. First, get that adamantite scrap. Commune with this idol and rest. There's our target. But you do not want to rush in to get a stealth death blow, because, as I've said, it's impossible. You might be thinking, well, how? His back is turned. There's another ninja right here waiting to ambush you, and he will alert the mini-boss once he sees you. What you can do, though, is sneak up behind him, and with the puppeteer ninjutsu, we can turn him to our side. Now remember that this one has poison, so make sure you've got your green mossy gourd and your antidote powder equipped. Try your best to help out your new friend without taking damage. Ooh, let's get out from between them, please. And we get our first death blow. Now you're just one-on-one. When you see him doing that little bob forward, he's gonna try to poison you. I just like to dodge around it and get an attack in. There we go. You get a lump of fat wax, you get your 4th prayer bead. And since we got the major boss coming up, let's go ahead and enhance our physical attributes. Now, I find this boss to be very difficult, so since I'm more than halfway to the next level, I'm actually going to teleport back to the upper tower antechamber and do a little bit of farming until I get the next skill point. Just as a reminder, I'll show you one loop of me doing this little farming run. It just takes these two enemies. This one right here. And the one in the next room. Really, it's just this one in this one right here. The samurai we just killed does not give very much experience. This one, however, gives a ton. And so I'll keep doing that for a while. And we're back. Took me 4 instances, or 4 loops, 4 runs to get there. But now let's travel back to the dojo. I almost forgot. But that's our 4th skill point, so now we can get our living force. Which then means we not only get a trophy for getting the final skill in any of our skill trees, but we now can next start saving up for Breath of Nature Light, which recovers more posture when executing a successful death blow. So we need to save up 2. The mini-boss doesn't respawn, but don't forget that the ninja over here always will. For whatever reason, he does not give as much experience as the ninja down below, which is why I chose to do that run instead of just farming this one enemy over and over, although you certainly can. We need to jump out the window, and we have a Nightjar ninja we can talk to. And this guy will see you. So try to leave quickly. And jump up here for a cutscene. Upon ending the cutscene, we discover that our father is here. Make sure you talk to him to progress the story. He reveals that he was the one to kill you at the Hirata estate that night, and declares that he must have the dragon's blood from the dragon heritage. He too wishes to live forever. And so, now you have a choice. And I need to talk about this. There are 4 total endings in the game, and we have to see each and every one of them for the Platinum Trophy. The first being this right now. If you obey the Iron Code and forsake Kuro, then you will join your father in his quest for immortality, and you will unlock 2 boss fights back to back. Upon completion, you will have then witnessed the first ending. However, doing this also cuts off about 1/3 of the game, if not more. And, on top of that, if you do this, you cut off the other 3 endings, which take place at the very end of the section after this. At the end of the game, after you do the extra stuff from here on out, you have 3 different options depending on if you've gotten certain key items, and we will be getting all of these certain key items. But in order to reach that area, you have to break the Iron Code and stay loyal to Kuro. So make absolutely sure that you do this. And we get another cutscene. And we start the next major boss fight against our father. So let me pause and explain that he has a wealth of moves, a lot of them similar to the skills that we have. He too has a Whirlwind Slash. He too has a Shadow Rush ability, which we have not unlocked, but is one of our techniques. He has Shuriken, he has Firecrackers. He has so many moves that it's very difficult for me to remember them and tell them all to you right now. So I'll try to call them out as they go along. The key to this fight is to be patient, more so than some of the other fights. His posture recovers extremely quickly, so we have to get his health down to a point where his posture no longer recovers, and then slowly deflect his attacks to get his posture to fill up, and then we can get rid of his first health bar and move on to the second phase. The problem being, he does not have a lot of openings to attack his health bar. So we have to be patient, be defensive, be patient. Some things I do remember that are important to note is he has a poison attack where he sprays the floor with some poison that you want to avoid. It's pretty easy to just dodge out of the way. He leaps back and, kind of like the Senpo assassins, he'll leap back and throw poison in front of him. So just dodge out of the way. A big thing to note is he will sometimes take a step forward and kind of lob a tiny looking, white looking ball at you. And it doesn't do any damage, but it'll pop in a little cloud of smoke, and if you're standing in that smoke or mist or whatever it is, it will disable your healing for a considerable amount of time. So you definitely want to watch out for that and dodge out of the way, because you don't want to get your healing cut off. It's very annoying. I'm trying to also think of what his perilous attacks are. I don't think he has very much. In fact, he might not have any now that I think about it. I think that's one of the benefits of this fight, is that he has no perilous attacks. This is also a fight where the Mist Raven could come in handy, but as I am very inexperienced with the Mist Raven, I tend to just tackle this the normal way. There is a cheese strategy where you can bait a certain attack and get a Whirlwind Slash and keep doing that, but I don't like to do that either. I'll show you what attack that is. Oh, there's the ball. So there's that mist I was talking about. The other thing is he deals a massive amount of posture damage to you. There's that. That's the healing. And that attack. If you can dodge to the left of that attack, he'll throw 2 shuriken at you, and then do a forward flip to a downward slash. And you can dodge to the left or to the right and do a whirlwind slash, and it'll almost always connect, if you're quick enough. Ooh. So he likes to jump off, and then here's this. And so we get the whirlwind slash. So we're just going to try to bait that attack as much as we can and get the whirlwind slash off. And we're just going to keep doing that until his health bar gets relatively low. Up there. If you're good, you can dodge around the whole anti-healing smoke. Here we go. Dodge. Attack. And you can get an attack in on him when he's trying to cut off your healing. Oop. Just hold that guard up, and when you see him coming, let up and try to deflect as best you can. So yeah, sometimes you can run around him and get an attack in. Remember that guarding helps reduce your posture. Yep. I also just remembered that the poison is phase 2, so I actually don't have to worry about that yet. This fight is one of the longer ones, so again, just be patient. Ah, awesome. And so now we get phase 2, which is started after this. He blows you away a little bit, and when you come up to talk to him, he'll immediately attack. He's trying to bait you. Before I do that though, let me just explain that phase 2 is very similar to phase 1. Still no perilous attacks that I remember. The only difference is when he kicks off of you like he's been doing, and he throws those shuriken. If I remember right, now those have been transformed into the poison attack. So when he jumps off of you, he'll throw poison at you. I think that's the only difference really to note of. I think he also gets a little more aggressive, but we're going to do the same strategy of baiting the double shuriken plus the forward flip attack. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, he also adds the smoke bomb. Yep, there's the smoke bomb. And he likes to attack through the smoke bomb, so make sure you keep your guard up during that. But that's the attack we're looking for still. So there's the poisons. Back away. And see, he also has a chasing slice where he can throw a shuriken and then chase after you. And that poison lasts forever. But again, you just stay patient, and this fight's easier than it looks. Oh. Throw it in my mossy gourd. Try to get him to, yeah, go away. There we go. Ah. So you always want to dodge to the right on there. It's just easier. The important thing about the smoke cloud is it loses your lock-on on him. Ah. If you get your guard broken, make sure you're sprinting away, because he does that little flip to a forward foot stab, and that does a massive amount of damage. So yeah, see, that loses my lock-on, so just lock on again real quick. You. The biggest issue with this fight is it lasts so long and has so much room for error, and he does so much damage that it's pretty easy to run out of healing items. Every time you get hit, you gotta use one, and every time you use a healing gourd, you can probably get hit again. See, we gotta use the healing gourd. Okay, shoot. That's okay. Yoop. Also has Gokon's sugar that reduces his posture. Again, just be patient. There's nothing else you can do. Oh crap. Oh my god. There's so much poison. Oop. Dodge, attack. Yeah, that. You want to watch out for that. He does it when he breaks your posture. Stop with the sugars. I'm noticing you can whirlwind slash after he does his chasing slice if you deflect it. Ooh, almost got poisoned. Doop, doop. Green. Back to the healing gourd. Dodge. Attack. Ah, hey. Get away. Get a free attack in there because I just happened to be next to him. And an attack in there. Don't be greedy. He's got very little health, but that's how you lose. There we go. and then the Shinobi execution. And you get a trophy. You get his memory, you get an aromatic branch. More on that later. It's an item needed for one of those endings I mentioned at the end. One of the 3. I'm assuming we need to rest up. And make sure you never forget to confront the memory as soon as you can. If you got... How many skill points are we trying to save up for? 2? Yeah, if you got 2 skill points, then go ahead and use those. So now for some story progression. Come down into Lord Kuro's room. Make sure you activate this idol. Reactivate, I should say. You can talk to Emma if you like. She doesn't offer much. I don't think we have any gourd seeds, right? Nope. And now, since the aromatic branch was actually the last ingredient for the incense needed, we can talk to Kuro. Simply keep talking to Lord Kuro. Keep talking. And now I believe if you talk to him, he instructs you to put the ingredients in the incense burner. So burn incense, and he will require you to use the mortal blade to draw blood from the divine air. So you hear him make a cut. And he gives a hint as to what you must do next. We have now activated the Fountainhead Incense, Divine Incense, whatever it's called, and mentions that we need to make a bridal offering, which means we need to return to the marriage palanquin in the Ashina depths, the thing that was behind the corrupted monk. Before you do that, reopen this window just to make the shortcut accessible. Don't think there's anything out here anymore. And what you actually want to do, can't remember if you have to rest first, but you want to come back here where there is some scrap magnetite. And I'm trying to remember how this works. Ah. And there's an eavesdrop opportunity if you come back here. Right here. And you hear Lord Kuro talking to Emma. After you eavesdrop, if you rest at the idol, Emma should move locations. Yep. She is now in the top of the tower. Talk to her and confront about what you just overheard. And she reveals that in order to accomplish Lord Kuro's wishes of severing the immortal dragon heritage, Lord Kuro himself must be sacrificed. Emma suggests that there might be another way, so you want to agree that Lord Kuro must cannot be allowed to die.
巫女様
ありがとう。
手がか
はい。そうかしら。それ。はい。
Then she mentions Lady Tomoe. She's actually the lady that taught Genichiro Ashina all those lightning techniques. And if you rest again, she should come back to where... Nope. She stays up here. But if you rest and then talk to her again, she reveals that she found something.
人が
そのいそこですとこそこ
祈祷
はいですそれ
とこ父
です
ど
とこどうとこな
And she reveals that there is something known as purification that might be accomplished with the Everblossom flowers. There was an Everblossom tree that used to grow behind the old grave, which happens to be the graves of the old divine heir, Lord Takeru, and his beloved Lady Tomoe. But someone took a branch from the Everblossom tree and it ceased to bloom. And we have a good hint that since we got an aromatic branch off of our father, that he was the one to have done that. After this, you need to teleport to the old graves. And go over to the grave itself, which is over to the left here, to find Emma.
おい
いらし
何
いいはい重いわたあれぶ
And she was discussing something, but says she found nothing.
わたあれ
You can talk to her again to get some information, and reveals that she will be asking the sculptor, and also reveal that his name used to be Orangutan. So then what you want to do is travel back to the dilapidated temple. And you'll find that Emma has moved here.
狼いい人
You can talk to her, but she says that Orangutan offers no further clues. While I'm here, let's go ahead and talk to him
まあこのそう
to see if I can get any prosthetic tool upgrades. Where are we at with this right now? I believe we are looking to get the spring-loaded axe. Yes. Nope. We're looking to get Suzaku's Lotus Umbrella next. Yes. And that requires one more... Is that adamantite scrap? Oh no, that's fulminated mercury. We need one more fulminated mercury. So we'll hold off. If you want, since none of those are needed, none of those materials are needed for the spring-loaded axe, you can go ahead and get this if you want, but I'm going to do things properly, do it in order.
このあれでわ
He mentions that the temple is horribly drafty, which means that there are some holes in the walls, some gaps, which is supposed to be taken as a hint that you can come around here. There's the hole, and you can use this to find an eavesdrop opportunity. And he mentions that in order to accomplish Lord Kuro's wishes, someone must die. Whether it be Lord Kuro himself or me. So after that, confront Emma about what you just heard.
狼いい人
Ask about what you overheard.
いずれそ
き
おし
あの人もともりゅ
りゅ
はい
だ
はいわたそど
Ask what she is hiding.
何を
き
おしなみ
これ
And she will give you the Father's Bell Charm, which was previously owned by Owl.
これを
袋それ
そ
どうですか
This can be used to travel back to a different memory of Hirata Estate, offering new bosses and new enemies. And it ends in an item required for one of the endings that we need to witness to get the Platinum Trophy. So we will be tackling that very soon. But that will be next episode. So until then, stay safe.